What is the film festival? It's an international festival. We have a little less than 100 films in the fest this year. We have about 170, 180 screenings spread out across 5 venues. It's American films, studio films, independent films, foreign films, narratives, documentary, animation, shorts. It's a huge showcase for films from all over the world for a Philadelphia audience.
I think that the festival is important because it's something that's happening in Philadelphia that brings together people across the city. Film has the ability to bring all types of communities together because everybody likes watching movies. And in our festival, we have such a variety of films. We have a whole French section, we have a whole Australian section this year, and it's able to bring those people into theaters with other types of people so then they can communicate and become more of a community. And stuff like a big festival that occurs across the city brings everybody in together.
Philadelphia is a really arts supportive city. I've lived in several other cities and there's a lot going on here with all the performing arts centers, theater, music. And I really do think that the Film Society and the Philadelphia Film Festival are the anchor for film in the city. And so we're a tiny organization, but we work really hard year-round to put on this 11-day event.
If you have an empty seat next to you, please raise your hand so we can seat a person in it. Thank you so much. And thank you to the lovely woman who gave me that idea.
And it really does bring not only the best films from around the world, which I think is really important, but it brings really interesting and unique cinema to the city also.
You know, I'm thrilled with our double feature opening night. We've never done that before, so it's really exciting having St. Vincent, you know, Bill Murray's new movie, and having Birdman, which has this incredibly huge cast and is a really cool black comedy, makes for a really exciting kickoff for our festival this year.
But welcome to the opening night of the Philadelphia Film Festival.
Philadelphia is it's a really tough market for film. It's a shame, but we don't have a lot of theaters, as most people know. I mean, there are a total of 14 screens, not theaters, but screens, total screens in Center City. And that's the 12 that are in Old City between the 3 Ritzes and the 2 that we have at the PFS Roxy. There's another 30 screens when you add our outliers of North Philly, South Philly, and West Philly with the Rave, the Pearl, and the Riverview. But those are just straight studio theaters, and they show, between the 3 of them, those 30 screens maybe show the same 12 movies. So it's really not a huge addition. And so Philadelphia is tremendously underserved in the type of films it gets. We're not New York, we're not even Chicago or Austin, and a lot of these great independent films didn't have a chance to be seen if we weren't bringing them here for the festival or for our year-round programming. Now that we've opened our theater, we have the ability to do that year-round, but the festival historically has been tremendously important because it was sometimes the only chance to see these films, and if not the only chance, it could be the only chance to see it in a theater.
So year-round at the PFS Roxy, we run a program called Filmadelphia at the Roxy. That's supported by the Night Arts Foundation. And this is one of my favorite programs that we do. It's free to submit to, it's free to attend, and it's free for audience members to come to. So not only is it really expensive to get your film out there, so submitting to film festivals costs money more often than not, but there's also nowhere to show it. So venues are really limited. So the Film Society recently acquired the Roxy Theater in Center City, and what we've been able to do is once a month host a local screening series. So we'll either do a short showcase or a feature of either a director or producer or some member of the crew being based out of the greater Philadelphia area, anywhere from even New Jersey, Delaware also, or if the story is about Philadelphia. The festival, we do have a category called Filmadelphia, and these are a little bit more notable films. I like to think that the Filmadelphia at the Roxy filmmakers can aspire to get into that category at the festival. Even being a filmmaker in college, when I was in college, there's nowhere to put your movie. So we like to think that that's doing that service.
The membership base is really important to maintaining the festival. Without our members, we wouldn't be able to receive the annual income that we get from them, and we wouldn't be able to do a lot of the things that we're able to do. They contribute to us being able to book the films and have talent come in, and they make us a community. So without them, there's no group of people that are going to be interested in what we do.
Things like the festival wouldn't happen unless we have people who champion the arts in their community. There's not much public funding or government funding for the arts. We need individuals that can give to hear our story and see how many folks we are connecting to the arts, and it is important in our culture in order to have people experience film and things that take them to a higher level of understanding of world issues and human issues and the human experience.
The Philadelphia Film Festival is the best place to get interesting movies that you cannot find, not only at the multiplex, but that you can't find in the independent theaters. It's the only place where you can see some of the most fascinating movies from around the world, and it only happens once a year.
You know what? I really do drink the Kool-Aid around here. I do think that the festival is an important cultural thing in the city. I buy it hook, line, and sinker. I think it's great that with the festival and now with the Roxy, we're able to bring Philadelphia film people movies that they would otherwise never get a chance to see theatrically. And for all the frustrations that come out of this job and all the stresses and the staggering amount of work that piles up, I genuinely believe in what we do here.